Remember SpeedRunners? Man, I love this game, and I realized that it turned 10 years old this year, so I thought I'd take a bit to talk about this game that time forgot. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, SpeedRunners is a fast-paced competitive platformer that originally released on Steam in early access on August 26, 2013. The goal of the game is simple: be the fastest by any means necessary. Run, jump, and swing around in various environments while using items like grappling hooks, drills, and that one item from Smash Bros. To leave your competition in the dust. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Yes, there's a story that you can experience through the story mode, but it's really nothing that interesting, kind of forgettable. Like, if I was held at gunpoint and I was asked what the purpose of this dude was, like, I don't know, man, what do you want me to say? Speaking of which, there are a bunch of fun characters that you can pick to run around as, and you can get even more through the multiple DLC packs that this game has. Same goes for other stages. Oh, speaking of the stages, each of them give you different platforming challenges varying from spikes, lasers, huge pits, or some boxes that don't really do much unless you stink at the game, in which case, congrats, you're not trying to go against the actual players, but the stage itself. There's even a stage builder to mess around with. I'm not super creative, so that's not really my thing, and trust me, you don't want to see me create a stage, because if I created a stage, it'd just be a straight line. Some of you may be watching this video and think, wait, I feel like I remember this game from like years ago. And I don't blame you. The game seemingly popped up out of nowhere. I found out about this game in September 2014 whenever people like Markiplier were making YouTube videos on it. The game looked fun and addicting, and I just couldn't get enough of it. Funny enough, I didn't think about playing it at the time, but even if I wanted to, I couldn't because I was limited to my mom's laptop for PC games, and that was about as powerful as this. Luckily for me and other people interested in the game, after it got a full release in April 2016, it got a release on Xbox One in June 2017, and that's how I got to play the game for the first time. I played it at a friend's house after not seeing the game for years, and I fell in love immediately. Traversing through those stages just felt so good, albeit frustrating because I didn't know the stages yet, and whenever you don't know how a layout goes, you're tripping at every single chance you get, and it gets kind of annoying. But I had a lot of fun, especially since I was playing with friends. And that's what the game does so well. It's a great multiplayer game to play with friends. It's really where the game shines the most, and probably where it only shines, but we'll get to that. Now, I feel like SpeedRunners fell into a bit of obscurity. At the time of this recording, the only videos you find about this game now are ones made by RDC World. Hey, at least they still play it. It does make sense though. As much as I love SpeedRunners, I have to admit it's a very simple game. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think it's why it's a fun game to get into. However, there's not a lot of substance to it. You can race friends in person or online, create levels, and play a kind of forgettable story mode. While that could be enough for me, I can see why this was a title people picked up and forgot after they got bored. The game did get another chance at relevancy after it got a Switch port. This is something I begged for back in 2017. I mean, this game is perfect for the Switch, so it was only a matter of time. Good thing time doesn't matter. Yeah, for some reason, the Switch port didn't come out until 2020, 3 years after the Switch launched, 4 years after the full launch on PC, and 7 years after the early access release? Well, Double Dutch Games is a very small developer, so yeah, it was gonna take some time. But man, this really worked against the game, and with little to no fanfare too. Keep in mind, this was my most wanted game on the Switch, and I didn't know about the Switch port until 2021. Luckily, I had already bought the game a year prior, so it didn't matter too much. And I guess it doesn't help that the Switch port came out right before the world got hit with something akin to the cheese touch, so I bet this flew under many people's radars. SpeedRunners may not be talked about much today, but this will always be one of my favorite multiplayer games. Honestly, it may be in my top 10 games ever. It's a fun platforming challenge that's a good change of pace from 2D Mario, and it's a very fun and chaotic game to play with friends. I would love it if this game got a sequel someday, but I don't think Double Dutch Games are really doing much these days. I found little to no info on what they're doing now, so I can't tell what the future has in store. But maybe someday this series will come back bigger and stronger than ever, and we can find out who is truly the fastest. Alright, that's all I got. Later.